Okay, I'm going to try and just do a basic trim on a back foot for you. Before you do, what I do is corrective trimming. Okay, so what you really need to do is you need to learn how to do just a basic trim before you really get into corrective trimming. It would be the best. And so if you can take a class at a college, or get a farrier to teach you to just do a basic trim, that's what you need to do. I'm not saying I'm all the best at it here, but so I'm going to show you what a basic trim is. I'm not mapping this foot. I'm just doing a basic trim. Of course, my horse needs to move over. Get over. Whoa. I'm just doing a basic trim. Okay, give me your foot. Girly. Now, pick up a leg. You come up. Get over. Come on. Come here and stand right here, Danielle. So she won't come over this way. There. Okay, thank you. Move over a hair. Whoa. Don't let her come over that way. Okay. Well, I ain't going to show you how to pick up a leg now. Of course, it's nice if you have a stand. I'm going to try and market these stands, because they're just real handy. Okay, so you pick up the foot. And, of course, clean it out. Now, her foot is overdue for a trim. So, her bars are overgrown, the sole, everything. So, this is a good foot to show you on. Now, sometimes what will happen is these heels will run forward and roll over. You've got to be able to get that out. Now, what I like to do is I just like to clean up the dead sole and trim up off the bar like so. See how it's long there? Here's your hoof wall around the sole. I just kind of clean it up. Now, you've got to learn to tell the difference between exfoliatable sole and dead sole or live sole. Okay, it'll look kind of cheesy like that and grainy. When you get into live sole, it's more waxy and shiny. Watch out that you don't cut yourself. Now that's a bar that I'm trimming off, a big lump of bar, which the bar, remember, is just a continuation of the hoof wall. Hoof wall goes around like this and like that. And this in here is the sole. So there's a big chunk there. Now, you see how that's laid over like that? That shouldn't be like that. So I'm going to kind of come in there. You should be able to distinguish between bar and sole. But sometimes these bars lay over and kind of meld into the sole. And your bars should end about here. You want to clean up kind of along the frog there. Keep that kind of clear. Okay, you can see the line of the bar there. Okay, now, this is called the seat of the corn. You want to make sure that you clean that out good and get all that flaky sole out of there. See there, flaky sole? Now, you want to follow, you want to scribe around the hoof wall down to the live sole, and even dig out a little bit here in the toe. Let's get it right up there. Okay, see how that's still, get that seed of the corn out there. You want to get all the flaky, cheesy sole out of there. And just see how I'm scribing around the hoof wall here? want to make sure I have a clean area when I get my nippers. And you need to have a set of nippers. Okay, right about there I'm getting down to live sole. I'm going to come around here. Now see right here in the toe, I want to clean that out too. Yeah. Your toe will stretch forward and it will fill up with sole right there. You want to come down to your white line. See that yellow? There. See, I'm still haven't got that seed of the corn there because I got a little bit of bar there I need to take out. See how it just crumbles out? That'll get compressed in there and the heels get sore. Okay. So, what I'm doing is I'm going right into the white line here and cleaning it out. Oh, still a little bit there. There. Okay, now right there, that's live. Okay. Just a little bit of dead sole there. Okay, now you can see I got a rim of hoof wall here that I can now take off with my nippers. Now you could, if you don't have nippers, you could rasp it off. What I do, I put the nipper flat on there. I start at the toe and I just do a flat, even cut all the way around, level with what I got there. Get up here to my heel. Okay. There I go. See there? Okay, but if I didn't have nippers, I could come up here, I've got that, and I would just take down this hoof wall, just like you're rasping your fingernail down. And when you use your rasp, don't push hard. Let the rasp do the work. Let it glide and slide. And I'm just going to come down level with the sole right there. See there? Okay, but since I have, well, I'll go ahead and do it like this. So I just you want your heels to be even on both sides, and you kind of tell by where the point is here, even back here with the frog and the same height. Yep. Horse wants to rest. Okay, give me a foot. So far, all I'm doing is a flat trim. Use your sole as a guide for where you're at. Make sure you get your heels the same height. Okay, now, I I haven't got this side quite down where it needs to be. Okay, now we're going to talk about beveling the edges, rounding them off. After you've got the hoof flat, and you want to take and kind of aim it down like this and sight down the foot, which that's pretty good. Okay. Then, all you want to do is take off these sharp edges. And you want it the same, you want your hoof wall the same thickness. Like say, okay, here's where my sole starts, right here. This is the width of my hoof wall. Let's just say I want to bevel off my hoof wall one thickness of that to where I still got that much thickness of hoof wall around, around the deal. See, I'm not beveling totally the white line, but I'm rounding this off like so. Yep. Okay. It helps if you draw on the foot. And try this. Okay, now see, I went through my line right there, which I always do kind of right at the toe. Because I like to take off quite a bit of the wall at the toe. Okay, so that would be just kind of a basic trim. And you've rounded your walls off here, so the harder hoof wall is not on the ground. Well, make sure you get, especially these sides right here, the same, because otherwise they grow out first. There we go. And then they create a lever. There we go. So, you want to round off that hoof wall. Now that's the start of what they call a Mustang roll. And so then, now if your frog too, you'd want to clean that up a little bit if it needed it. Okay. Now take the foot and I'll put it on a stand. Okay. Okay, give me your foot, girly. I'll put it on a stand. There we go. Let's see. Okay. Oh, my back. Okay, and I'll just re-round off the top a little. Yeah. Let's get that up there. Let's see. You don't want to go too deep. You're just rounding this hoof wall. Put it there. Okay. You've got to have a hoof stand, folks. So then it's just rounded, blended. I don't really want any sharp edges. If I can help it, I kind of try and blend it in. Yeah, could be better, but anyway, that's basically it. Then if I'm going to do corrective work, I'll do it after that. I'll map the foot, if I'm going to take back the toe, or whatever. So that's kind of my end result there. Alrighty then. Hope that helped you a little. Okay, you should know that Valor's dorsal wall has gone from 45 degrees to 55 degrees. That's the angle of the wall from the toe up to the coronary band here when the foot is setting down. That his heels have moved from about here back to here, and they're still needing to come back. Now, one thing that's going on, would you quit getting a tick? Okay, is this heel is run forward more than this heel. This heel is further back under the bulb here. And this is really what you need. You don't want heels that have run forward. He's got flies bothering him. They're not that bad, Valor. And so what I'm trying to do is get this wall to come back this way and bring this heel back up so that, see, this part of the hoof here has to come under and support these bulbs and kind of lift them up. You don't want your heels run clear forward to here. Okay, so I'm going to map the foot here. As I can see, his heels have come back and his toe is getting pointy again. Horses do not have pointy toes. Okay? Horses have round feet. So we're going to map this foot. I suppose you're just going to be jerking it out of my hand 24/7 here because of the flies. Now, I want to have a straight line run from right here, the middle of the foot, down the center and to the toe. So I'm going to bring this, up here. Oh man, the phone is driving me nuts. That way, I'll get my line straight. Okay, give me foot. Flies are terrible. Okay, now one thing that I like to do is, right now I'm sighting where my line should be from looking at the widest part of the foot. So I put the foot down. I'll kind of put that like that. I can't even tell if you can see. Yeah, okay, there it is. Okay, and I look for, going around here, where is the widest part of your foot? Which is right here. Okay, and then I like to go at about a 50 to 55 degree angle down. I don't follow the horn tubules because your horn tubules can be run forward. But at about a 55 degree angle down like so. Right there. Okay, and sometimes I'll check it with my handy dandy master tool here. Okay, and then I'll pick up the foot. I'm going to look over here at the side to see where my line is. My line went right to here. Okay, this shows me where the true center of my foot is. The internal foot. See, we're mapping the internal foot on the external because what we're doing is we're getting this external capsule to fit the internal foot. And you have to remember when you're doing this, I guess I haven't had to do this on here. You have to remember when you're doing this, you're dealing with two objects, an internal foot and an external foot, or an external hoof capsule, just like your shoe and your foot. So, my line comes right to here. This shows me where the center of the foot is internal foot is on this horse. And again, I like to draw these lines. See how I have a line right here? I can put that line on there and this line here so that I know I can get centered on there. And so there is the center of my foot. I guessed pretty good. Right there. That's where my bars should end. My central sulcus will be about here. And the center of the foot right in front of that. Then I measure up. And I give myself a little leeway. Like I got a big thick line, I'll go to the front of that line there. And I'll measure up 1 inch. There is the apex of my frog. The true apex of my frog is right there. Then from there, I'll go forward 3/4 of an inch. There's the end of my coffin bone, right there. I want my breakover 1/4 inch in front of that. Would you quit? Here's my breakover line right here, and I want to get that straight, so I'm going to put it on my lines, and there we go. Okay, so I will rocker this part of the toe here today, and we'll see. I'm not sure what else I'm going to do the foot today, but I am going to take the leverage off that toe because the sole, which is growing to here, still needs to come back to here. And the whole foot still needs to come back a little. Okay, now, so I'm going to chart my coffin bone here. If Doodah will hold still, which I go from right here to see the corn. And I draw a line up here. Okay, I mark my white line here and the seed of corn there, and I draw a line there. Then I come over here, mark the white line here at the breakover, see the corn here, and I'll draw me a line right here. Now, my coffin bone should be right, well, let's see, we're going to do a 1/2 inch all the way around the foot. 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. Okay, from there, 1/2 inch, oh, right to there. Okay, so there I've charted my coffin bone, right to here. Here's my breakover line. Okay, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. Now, what you're trying to do, okay, now we always think of the coffin bone, but really you've got an internal foot here. You've got cartilage that's hooked into here and comes into your heels in here. Right in like that. That's cartilage. Okay, here's your coffin bone. Okay, and this cartilage is hooked to your coffin bone here, and it runs up into the hoof like this, and it comes out the top right here. This is called your lateral cartilage, and it's hooked to the coffin bone right here, and then it fills up about this much of your bulb right here. See there? This cartilage. And then in here and under the frog is what's called your digital cushion. Now, the object is, in this corrective hoof trimming, you're trying to get these heels back up under the bulbs so that they will support your bulbs a little bit instead of your heels being run forward here. But you're trying to get this hoof capsule to fit the internal whole foot. Okay? And so that is why you have this like this. Here's your foot, okay, and so this wall should be an equal distance all the way around, right here. Now some horses might have a little wider foot, some a little bigger, but pretty much this is a standard measurement for your regular horse, your regular saddle horse. And Valor is thoroughbred and quarter horse. And so this is the size of his foot. The measurements work real well for your standard size horse. Okay. Okay, I've kind of done a different trim than I've ever done on this foot before. Usually I like rocker the quarters and rocker the toe if I'm going to do a major trim. And I always have kind of left the pillar area, which the pillar area is, you know, these two sides that they call the pillar. I question this whole pillar concept. But anyway, I decided to just round off everything. So I've got absolutely no leverage on the wall anywhere, from toes to heels. No leverage anywhere. And I'm going to cast the foot. And let's see here. Pick it up. Okay. I did rocker the quarters, but you can't hardly tell. You can kind of see a little bit of it there. And the toe is rockered, but you can't hardly tell because I rounded everything off. I rounded and rockered here. I rounded and rockered the whole thing around the whole foot. So, okay, so then we're going to cast it and leave it for 2 to 3 weeks and see if I don't finally get the very end result I'm looking for, which is the toe completely back, the heels back, supporting the bulbs. My horn tubules here are coming back nicely, pushing the heels back under the bulb to support the bulb. My dorsal wall has come back. It's at about 55 degrees right now. So the whole foot is just looking totally different. There's support in the heel and the bulb area, which I like. Really getting a lot of action and a lot of increase in the digital cushion here. A lot thicker. The foot is just totally turning into something I never thought it would be. But this is how wild horse feet are. Okay, I've got nice concavity there because I've got, really what this is, it's concave under the coffin bone, but then what you have out here is a ridge of sole. So everything is growing just perfectly fine and good. This foot is excellent. The other foot, there's some issues with it that I'm trying to clear up, but this foot's doing awesome. This foot's doing awesome. And he'd probably go without casting, but I just feel that I'm going to cast this foot. He's standing on it very, very, very well. Very well, indeed. So, kind of put you around to the front there. Get out here ways so you can see it. Yeah, that's a good looking foot, if I do say so myself. Yes, sirree, Bob. Okay.